Well, hello, gang. Welcome to today's Ride Along with Me. Now, tell my hair's wet, just got out of the shower. Because one of the places we're going today is finally my yearly checkup with my doctor. So I've got a full list made of symptoms and things to mention to him, as well as certain tests I want him to make sure that he tests for with the blood work. And, oh, there's a kitty cat I haven't seen for a while. I wonder if he was still alive. And what else was I saying? Anyway, who knows? So, I've got quite a list for him. Now, being it's the yearly, Medicare visit, first they have us go into a room with some other person who sits and goes over this whole list that are, things that I filled out. I don't know if the doctor pays that much attention to it, but, and asks me all these kinds of questions. It's kind of, I think, a waste of time, but because I don't know if they pay any attention to it, really. So anyway, this is actually Thursday, but you're seeing it on Saturday. I am trying to cut back on how many videos I post because I just don't have that much stuff to do videos on anymore. And so I'm doing them on Saturday and Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday. So Thursday, of course, was another one of those, should I keep or donate? But that's going to be done. I mean, I have at least four more sets in the closet of 10 each to do. I know that's a lot in that closet. Oh, dear. So anyway, first off, before I go to the doctor, we are going down and stopping at the thrift store to get more of the $2.99 grab bags. And then I'll slip next door into Dollar Tree. And then we'll see where I'm at by that point, of whether it's time to go to the doctor. I left a little earlier than I normally would have because I wanted to get through our little area back there. High school gets out at 2 o'clock. There's a lot of cars. Yeah. So that's why we're going now. So I have like over an hour to do those 2 little stores. Hair in my mouth. So other than that, what can I talk about? Well, we went on that trip. Ooh, there's a neat looking, let me turn you around. Well, didn't take as long as I thought it would, and I still have a half hour till my doctor appointment, which is just right over here. So I'll go ahead and show you what I got now. Of course, it goes without saying, when I went in the thrift store, I got 8 of those, and the gal was so excited. She says, I wonder who buys those. And the person who packs them up was so happy to see. Well, I do. Oh, no, here comes that. Wait. There it goes. That was the orange Chevy. Pulled it over here. I'll have to, if it's still there, because he just pulled over, I'll go back in and show you it. Bob and I love old cars, so boy, you can't miss that orange color on that Chevy, can you? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, she was so excited, and I said, well, I do YouTube videos, and I show them, and, people like to see what's in them, see what to keep, what not to keep, and that kind of stuff. So they were excited. They had loads of kids' ones, but I don't want the kids' ones. So, and of course, I know some of you are going to be mad, but I couldn't pass this up. It's a t-shirt. And it's got all those colors and a zipper. It's a No Boundaries brand, which I think is Walmart. I'm not sure. But anyway, $4.99. What the heck? If it doesn't fit me, I'll just send it right back to them. And they'll make more money. And then I saw this. I thought that's so cute. It's one of those lead rumming things, you know, the Pioneer Woman. And I thought that would look cute. Either in the motorhome or in the house. That was only $9.99. So that was what I got there. Okay, then I went into Dollar Tree. And, you know, it didn't seem crowded. You went to get in line, and then the line went, you know, like back like that from the cash register, and then down that one row. And these people just walked up to their cars, probably went, what is that lady doing? I thought she looked kind of weird in the store. So anyway, the line was crowded, but then luckily somebody came over and opened up another lane. I was able to get into that one, and because she had been over there blowing up balloons for people. You know, when they go do balloons, it takes a little while, and these gals are having them blown up for graduation, so, you know. Okay, now, first off, I had to get this. Now, yes, we all use bags now in this state because they charge you for bags. Well, when I saw this one, oh, for God's sake, I can't not get this bag with the gnomes on it. So I did. Put this back behind me where I keep my bags. And let's see. I got my usual 4 cans of peanuts for Bobby. Gotta keep my man happy. And got 8 of these to stretch out. Because, you know, I can't totally deprive myself of things, of sweets, so, you know. And I got a box of this, 1 box, normally I would have gotten 2. And I looked at the ones, the peanut butter, you know, chocolate, the peanut butter, they were like 2 of them were 300 something calories. You can eat 4 of these for 150 calories. And I usually eat 1 sleeve at a time. So I figured they were the better of them. What else? Oh, I got some more of these cute little coasters for the backyard. The wind came and blew a couple of ours off the tables. What else? See, I didn't really get that much. Oh, I got some more of these for our CPAP machines. These little wipes that are no alcohol in them. They're pacifier and toy wipes. Paraben-free, sulfate-free, and chlorine-free. I got a couple of those. And somebody in line had these. I have been looking for them everywhere. One of my guilty pleasures. 5 pieces of these are only 100 calories. So, you know, as long as I stretch them out. I think that's everything I got. But, you know, I've got multiples of everything I showed you. Well, except this. So, altogether, I spent like 24 something in there. Yeah, I think I spent like 40 something in the thrift store. So let's see, where are my sunglasses? I know it. Oh, they're on the floor. Are these? Oh no, these are Bob's. Huh. Oh, I see that's why they're on the floor, because the other thing that I use to do videos on. There's something you push. Oh, I see that. Let's put it like that. Push it back down. There we go. And then put his glasses back up for him, so he's not fiddling around with too much in here if he happens to drive this car. Well, where are my sunglasses? Maybe they're on there they are. I threw them on the seat. Well, that car is still there. I gotta go look at it. Oh. So, let's slither out of here and we'll go look at those. I'm not eating any of the candy because I'm hoping they'll do blood work, and I haven't eaten anything since 9:30, so I'm hoping that, you know, bunch of boys here that just decided to stop. Okay, well, I'm going to turn the camera the other way. There's the boys. Okay, oh, what is this guy going to come backing in over here? Just where I was going to pull out. Why do people do those things? Okay, well, it looks like I can make it through. People, these humongous pickup trucks. Okay. Okay, here it comes. Here it is. Look at that car. Look at the car. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. Yeah, I'll show this part to Bobby. Well, it looks like the tire thing must have broken off their tires. Not, you know, the part with the wheels go on. Well, maybe they broke an axle. I don't know. So, that was excitement for the day. Let's see, I was talking about our trip. Now I should put you back on here. Well, I'll talk while you're seeing the scenery. Okay, we'd gotten my son, so we were there for several days. It's always nice and relaxing to be there. The only problem is he's got steep stairs that I have to go up and down to go to the bedroom. But I'll do it from a kid. From there, we left. You know, we had rented a car, so we drove down to Newark Airport. And I wonder if I have to go in this back door. See if I can go in the front or if I have to go in the back. Anyway, so we drove down to Newark Airport. Took a plane that was like an hour and a half. Well, of course, you know, the airports are just so jam-packed, especially, oh, looks like they're not entering from that side, especially from for Memorial Day weekend. Looks like there's something in the window. Let me see. Does it say to use the back door? It doesn't. Does it? Stay with something. Okay, well, I'm just going to pull in here because, I mean, I've got a half hour to wait. Oh, no, I just did a whole big talking routine. I discovered my camera wasn't on. So let me see, where did I start at? I think I said we had a good time at my son's. From there, we'd rented a car because of all the driving we need to do to go up to the graduation. And drove to Newark Airport, which there was no traffic. We were so surprised because that was on actual Memorial Day. And a lot of people head back to the city on that day, but I guess we went early enough. So, we finally get on the plane, and of course, you know, we seemed to manage to be in group 4 this whole trip, no matter where our seats were. So we were group 4. We just about were able to get on where they didn't make us check our rolling suitcase. But about 2 rows behind us, 2 rows in front of us, there were like a 1.5-year-old to 2-year-old little boys who screamed and cried and fussed the entire trip. At times, I couldn't tell where it was coming from. It was so loud. I was so glad when we arrived in Charlotte. So then, you know, we rented a car there, went out to Bob's area where Bob's daughter lives. She's actually in Huntersville. But we stayed in a hotel in Charlotte, which is right, you know, adjacent to it. And that hotel smelled so good, so fresh and clean. Every time we'd walk into it, the room was clean. It was just perfect compared to the one we had stayed in near SeaTac Airport that smelled like stinky dogs. Yeah, including the sheets. Now, I know some people would say, why'd you stay? Well, we were getting up at 2:30 anyway. It was, early, evening when we got there. So if we'd canceled it to go to a different hotel, we might not have found another hotel because it's always so packed around there. And they wouldn't have refunded us our money. So we just kind of, I did. Bob never smells anything. So then that flight, like I say, we had to catch the shuttle at 3:10 in the morning. The flight left at 6. Now, wouldn't you think for a flight that early, they would serve a little something, even if it's a banana and a thing of yogurt, some little thing. Because who's eating breakfast? The airport, when you get in the airport at 3:34 in the morning, none of the places to eat are open. So, luckily, I had a few snacks, but they weren't anything, good to eat for breakfast. And they did offer us a little thing about this full of pretzels, or a little thing about this big of a little cookie made us out of some kind of seeds. Now I'm talking about the Seattle one, okay? I'm moving around. Keep up with me. So anyway, had a good time seeing Bob's 2 daughters and his grandson and the 2 grand fur babies. There's a picture of me. They both like to sit on me. They're the nicest dogs. I posted it on Facebook. I may post it at the end of this video just so you can see them. But the one day we did go to, we were trying to go to a zoo that had sloths in it. We drive all the way there, and I mean, it was like an hour. And it's closed on Wednesdays. So what can you do? We played a lot of board games, so that was fun. It was 5 of us, And from there, we went to the Charlotte airport. Got the car returned, get in there, walked to where our security line was. Got through the long security line. I showed my ID, how you show it before you can go up to where you put your suitcases and things on the magnometer machines. I got through, I go up and I'm putting them on. I'm like, where's Bob? He's usually helping me. Some other guy's gotten behind me. Finally, I hear Bev. And I look back, he's still where they check you through with your ID. And I go over there because my shoes are off. Luckily, I was wearing little sockies. And he says, it's not showing up that he's even on a plane. So he says, he's got to go back to the United ticket counter and get it straightened out. Now, I'm not going back there and go back through the security line. So anyway, we agreed we'd meet at the gate. So he went back, I got through, walked. I know it had to have been at least a mile to the gate. Finally, Bob showed up, and it was TSA's error on their machine. Finally they rubbed his thing on, his ID on their sleeve and put it up, and it did it. But United had him all. He was fine. But luckily, TSA had given him a little pass, a free pass to go past the lines again. So we got through that part. Now, before we had left Heather's, his daughter, we had upgraded our seats into premium economy. So we'd be in row 10 instead of row 20 something, because we didn't want to be in group 4 again. So we paid an extra $300 between the 2 of us to get these. But, he was going to be seated in front of me and I was behind him. We never get to sit next to each other because neither one of us will sit in the middle row. So we walk up. The 2 largest people on the plane were in Bob's row. Now, I know they've got to fly too. But the airlines, when they saw how much they were hanging into Bob's seat, should have maybe had them pay for 2 seats and sit Bob somewhere else. But they didn't. Bob was squished all the way to Denver. And, because Bob's a big guy. He's got broad shoulders and stuff. So he's squished in there. The poor guy, I just really felt for him because, I offered to sit there because I'm a little littler, but no, he knew better. Ah. So I didn't tell you though that right before we're going to get on the flight, we look and we're in group 4. And they announce before group 4 that anyone who has rolling suitcases has to check them at the gate. For God's sakes, it's like we paid to upgrade and we still have to check our bags. No cost to us, luckily. I was so irritated the whole flight because I thought, you know, they are charging us so much more and we're getting so much less. Less seat room, less knee room. I mean, we paid all that extra money to have knee room, thank God. Oh, man. No food, the same old crap they'd fed on the other ones, which was, this time they added a little thing about this big that was a little fruit bar thing, but it wasn't like your regular little fruit things that you unroll them. It was just a little piece of little square thing about that big of a little fruit thing. You know, I'm sitting out here and the doctor's offices are, of course, you know, the windows are across in front of me. And the one window is where I know they do the lab work, and they'll probably see me out and think, what is that woman doing? Is she here for a mental test? Anyway. Same thing, luckily we had picked up a few more snacks in between flights. I think that's where I had a hot dog and Bob had something. I don't remember. A sandwich or a burger or something. Must have been a burger. So luckily we had eaten something substantial. If you want to call a hot dog substantial. And otherwise, the flight was okay. The flight itself was fine. So we got into Denver. We had to wait there. Got that flight to Seattle. That one went okay. Again, we were just across from each other. I had a small person next to me. But we had to wait and wait for our suitcase. Suitcases. And then we had to go down to where you pick up the shuttle buses and you know, to get taken back to that hotel where our car was parked. Because see, it was a park and fly hotel. Park, sleep, fly. Sleep, park, fly. So that was another reason why we hadn't wanted to just, you know, leave it. I wonder if you have to wear a mask. That guy's coming out with a mask. At least I know the door works. People have gone in and out of it. So we finally got home at midnight. You know, we still had to go into Seattle, catch the ferry. And poor Callie Cuckoo. She was a little perturbed at us. So that's how the flight went. So let's see, what time is it now? Let's turn this back on. Oh, 3 o'clock. Okay, time for me to go in. Close my windows. The appointment's 3:15, but they weren't there 15 minutes ahead of time. So I'm going to go, and when I come back, maybe I'll have some things to report. Well, I may just do his dumb things like he always does. You know, I just don't have a lot of confidence in him, but he's the only doctor I could find that would take Medicare patients. So I'll be back. Well, I'm back. They quit doing the routine for where you go and meet with someone first, and it goes over all this paperwork you've already filled in and ask you all kinds of things, you know, and then they take it, send you to the doctor. They didn't do that anymore. So I was only 50 minutes. And that includes, of course, blood draw. So, well, I guess it went okay. I think he thinks I'm nuts, but that's okay. Trying me on a new medication that's supposed to be for fibromyalgia, or not for it, but helpful for it. I got this tree here where I can't really see what I'm backing into. Anyway, I'm supposed to try it for a few weeks, and if I feel any difference with my weakness in my legs, then we'll up the dose and everything. But anyway, he thinks that all that is just the stuff with my legs, is my fibromyalgia. It's like, oh, well, same old thing. When they don't know what's wrong with you, it's always fibromyalgia. And let's see. I mentioned to neat car coming up. I mentioned to him about my about anemia, about my daughter having a different one. He seemed to not know what I was talking about. And I just don't know. I went down my whole list. He was very receptive in listening to them. I didn't feel like he was just dismissing me like he has in the past. And talked about having some kind of a test done where they check to see if the pulse from my arms compared to the pulse in my feet are matching or less, which it'd be less by the time it gets down to my feet. Then that means that my circulation is off, is bad. Because when he checked my pulse in my 2 feet, it was very slow. So I'm going to be I should get a call from the hand surgeon because, I want to get this one fixed. So referring me there, and I talked him into doing me a referral for a neurologist. I told him that's the only kind I haven't seen. Because he's concerned about my this arm that feels like it has pins and needles running in it a lot now. It's so annoying. I'm trying to watch TV and doing stuff and got this damn little pins and needles, and I'm always kind of trying. So at least I did get him he's doing a referral to the neurologist, which is what I want. I don't care what he wants me to go for. If it's for the arm, fine. I'm bringing up all these other things too. So right now we're going to CVS to pick up that new prescription and one that I had requested to be filled with my regular stuff. So, that's done for the year. See what the blood work shows. Who's honking? Nobody else around. Just me and the gal next to me. Why she wouldn't have any reason to do a little honk at me. So it's now 3:51. Getting ready for the light to change. So I don't know if CVS will have the prescriptions filled yet. I have a few other things I need to pick up there too. So I had planned on going there to begin with. No. I'm going right next to the handicap one. It gives me a little more room to get in and out. Alrighty, guys. Moving on. I will be back.